Hi everybody, I wanted to make my final video for this semester. I enjoyed watching everybody's videos and looking at the survey results, and they actually greatly impacted my decision here at the end. Initially, I had 3 institutions, and now here at the very end, I have a new institution, which is the School of the Arts, which was not initially one of my 3 picks. April's presentation initially was so good that I really did not catch some of the shortcomings of the institution. And I was kind of surprised by that because I really went to the dashboard and the strategic directions in some of those places to try to make sure I didn't get fooled by a really good presentation. And so then I was kind of really kicking myself wondering, how did that get by me? So I actually went back and rewatched the presentation and went back and re-looked at some of those things and said, how did this happen? But in looking back, I can see how, because they do have, pretty decent graduation rates. And unless you look kind of closely, you can overlook some of the things that we were to look at. And so first off, hats off to April on a great presentation. But anyways, the reasons that I'm now looking at them is financially, and looking at the strategic directions, page 96, the 5-year history of ENR spending for 2011-2012 was $115,840, the highest in the state. On that same page, there's a chart of 5-year histories of degrees produced. In 2011-2012, theirs was 300, which is the lowest in the state. So in other words, at this institution, we're spending the most money to produce the lowest number of degrees. That is very hard to rationalize. The UNC engagement report for 2015, they're only mentioned as offering non-credit some education courses. So they're not even really cited in that report, where most institutions are cited many, many, many times for their community engagement. So they're not heavily focused in there at all for their community engagement, another aspect that we were exploring. Diversity, according to the dashboard, 72.8% Caucasian, 7.2, African American, 6.8, Hispanic, 5.22 or more. Not exactly what we would strive for by any means with diversity. Graduation rates are good, but we're looking at such a specific population of majors and so few students. So again, it was just very hard to justify. I know that we only have to pick one, but I'm still going to hold with my Elizabeth City State University as well. I still see the initial problems I identified then, and that as we went through the survey, that was just really solidified to me, and it just still rang true in everything when we filled out the survey. The decreasing retention and graduation rates were just still very problematic and troubling to me. The increasing student loan default rates, the second highest ENR spending per degree at $114,652, and the only institution who is not decreasing that number. They are increasing their spending, which is very, very alarming. There is not as much emphasis on research. There's some community engagement, but not nearly as much as sister institutions, even on the smaller size. Of course, I'm not trying to compare them to like a Chapel Hill. Also, one of the things that I just want to wrap up with is Diane made an excellent suggestion about perhaps some of these institutions. It's hard to think about closing, especially a place like Elizabeth City that is located in an area that feels isolated in our state, and we don't want to remove educational opportunities from an area like that. And so one of the things that I really liked about Diane's suggestion is the idea of branch campuses or consolidated programs. And I think both of these would be excellent candidates for that. And that's actually why I'm recommending 2, because when you eliminated the overhead of upper level administration, perhaps the savings of doing that at 2 institutions would allow for the campuses to remain open as a satellite campus. Maybe Elizabeth City could be East Carolina Far East, or I don't know, and perhaps the School of the Arts could somehow come under one of the other universities in that area as a specialized campus, or specialized program of that campus. So I think there are some possibilities there. So great job to everybody. I've really enjoyed everybody's work, and it really showed how much work and effort everybody put into it. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your summer.